Hello and welcome back to another live, people. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. And yeah, it's the start of the many previews we're going to be doing over the past few days for the West Ham United versus Chelsea game, people. Obviously, joined by my guy Lewis. Shout out Lewis for joining. Big up yourself, bro. How you been?
Oh, couldn't be better, man. Well, bar the whole transfer situation and everything, but it's good to
Yeah,
be back on it. It's good to be back. Shout out everybody who joined from the raid as well. Hit the likes and sub. And yeah, let's get into it, man. It's great to be back on.
yeah. Obviously, big up for the redirect as well. Big up the chat as always, man. Shout out to Penguin. Shout out to Barry, always here, man. Shout out to Dex, always here. Shout out to Sav, Zio. And yeah, shout out to R2 as well. Listen, this game, you know what it is? We talk about it on London Clubs Carnage, where it's just like, why is nobody signing players? When it comes to West Ham, Chelsea, even Tottenham and Arsenal doing fuck all. Like neither of our teams are doing anything. I'm seeing you guys are interested in Ferguson as well. But I feel like even a month ago and even 2 months ago, it was all like positive. Everyone was doing a chill guy gimmick at Chelsea. Now because of the transfer window and the recent run of form, it's kind of been a bit of a dip for you guys. But what's changed? Like what has made it change? It's been the same mistakes each game. Like what's made this run of form so mad and everyone feels so negative now around the Chelsea camp?
It's been a mix of things. Like,
Mm.
number one, the goals have started to dry up a little bit. Jackson's form has literally just fell off a cliff. And
Mm.
that's massively impacted us because usually he was good for opening goals. And like even when we're having games where we might be a bit frustrating in front of goal, like he was getting one or two and we'd have a little bit of a gap to deal with. So I think that's been one factor. Second has been the manager. He's been caught out a couple times and he hasn't really had the right responses for it. Ipswich, he left our entire right-hand side to rot with Noni and Disassi. He got out-coached against Fulham. I won't say out-coached against Everton, but he got dished. Like, he just had nothing to
Yeah.
give to that low block. And, yeah, City as well. City as well really fumbled the game management on that one. We went passive after going 1-0 up when we should have really been stepping on their necks. So I think that plays a part too. And also some of the substitutions and the timings of substitutions. Also, the depth that we've been hyping up ain't really as great as we've been hyping it up to be. And as you see, because Maresca don't really trust certain individuals in that. And we've also been trying to sell nearly half of the players that we brought in anyway. So we basically wasted 2 windows. And we don't really believe in the depth that we have either. And also, last but of course not least, that idiot goalkeeper that we have that constantly keeps making mistakes. But Maresca keeps backing him. Maresca keeps starting him. Maresca is doing the most to defend him, and he's also just starting to waffle more and more in press conferences, specifically when it comes to Robert Sanchez. Man is saying it doesn't mean that Robert can make a mistake every game and stay in goal. He's made 2 mistakes directly leading to 2 goals in his last 2 games. Yet he's likely to start again. And it's every single week he's doing stuff like this. He said again after Sanchez, he said we have to trust their direction. If I see something I don't like, I'm the first one not to accept that. But
You're still playing him though.
Yeah, that don't really work.
I could have told you like 2 years ago, 4 years ago, that Sanchez wasn't good enough for Brighton, let alone Chelsea. You got benched for Jason Steele. Like, Deserby kicked him out. You got benched for a guy who was on Sunderland Till I Die documentary, where Sunderland got relegated to League One when they got relegated from the Championship. He got benched for that keeper. That's the keeper you got benched for at Brighton. I said this before. Sanchez had 2 good games in that season, both of them against Manchester, not even in the same season. One in a 4-0 against Man United under Potter, and the other one against Man United in the FA Cup. And then everyone started hyping him from there because they don't watch Brighton week in, week out. Now, I don't watch Brighton week in, week out either, but for the most part, when I watch Brighton, I know when someone is shit if I've watched him enough, because this guy, if he's been put under pressure with his distribution, yeah, he'll shit himself. Like, any goalkeeper can look good with distribution if they're not being pressed. Like, and even he sometimes
he's
even
not
then,
even good when he's not being pressed.
Exactly. But if you throw one
This is
crossfield
why
pass,
I must have heard that Deserby was falling out with people in his backroom staff or like people in the board. It wouldn't have been that. It would have just been Ben Roberts moaning that his love child ain't getting enough starts.
yeah, I mean, thank God he ain't joining us because we've already got a goalkeeping coach. We've had the same goalkeeping coach for the past 5-6 years, and he's still staying here, which I'm happy with. So we don't have to
Yeah,
collect.
keep yourself away from that cancer, mate, because what is a joke. Absolute joke.
We've got that Bruno Salto guy that was your caretaker in the
Yeah,
coaching.
Bruno Salto weren't too bad. He weren't like he had one of our best team performances when he was doing the interim job against Liverpool. It was just a 0-0 draw because Havertz was up top ruining everything.
Yeah, that's fair. A couple of people asking about Ferguson. Shout out to Daniel. What's happening with Ferguson, Mikes? Please tell Sullivan to sign Ferguson, Mikes. Don't want him at the bridge. This is the thing with Evan Ferguson, yeah. You know what's so funny about Sky Sports, yeah? They're spiraling. Like West Ham have made them spiral because yesterday it was West Ham are still pushing for Evan Ferguson. They've gone back to today saying West Ham are pushing for Evan Ferguson. So they're just doing the exact same headline day in, day out. But instead of still
Bro,
pushing, we're
we've got
just
the
pushing.
same thing. Chelsea have entered the race for Evan Ferguson. We never left. We just weren't really front of the pack. We've always been looking at him or monitoring him or whatever crap buzzword you want to throw around this week.
I can't be asked. Like, I don't like it when it's like breaking. West Ham are interested. How is that breaking news? We could be
Well, man,
interested
say,
in anyone.
Bomber, and he's just said the same shit he said yesterday.
Yeah. But Joe, he's starting to piss off Championship fans online because it's just like he did a whole thing about Sunderland are interested in Chuba Akpom, but they might not go in for him. And then someone quote tweeted it said that you just said a whole bunch of nothing, and it just got 29,000 likes. So people have had enough of him in the Championship. But going back
This
to the
is
game,
Elon Musk's fault. He's now made it
Yeah.
like financially suitable for people to interaction bait.
oh yeah, for
Now
sure.
look,
Like ever since then, like Fabrizio's taken any bit of opportunity to make everything a separate tweet. That's why I
it's
saw
even
my notif-
Ornstein's doing it now. Ornstein bombers are just like vague updates.
And Ornstein used to be just a guy. I'll just tweet now and then. Great sick
Yeah, but
headline.
he like actually drop bombs. Now
Yeah.
we don't even do that.
Yeah, it's not effective anymore. Like going back to this game, like I know you guys beat Wolves. You struggled. Like you started well against City. Obviously, we've just discussed Robert Sanchez, the manager, the lack of depth, the transfer window. Like going into this game, what's your confidence saying? Because like we ain't got a good record against you, and we haven't scored in our last two games against you lot. We've only won twice in the Premier League era at Stamford Bridge, and that last time was Pellegrini. But Pellegrini was our manager. Cresswell scored. It's a weird game, like against Lampard in charge. Yeah, it's weird
I
looking
remember
back.
we were especially terrible in that game. We had no clue.
Yeah, we had
We were
David
trying to
Martin in
cross
goal.
the Tammy all game, then we brought on Giroud and we stopped crossing.
Yeah, we had David Martin in goal because we had a keeper called Roberto that kept making mistakes. So our third choice goalie was playing.
David Martin, mate.
Yeah, that made his whole career, bro. Shout out David Martin, bro. Like, but what's your confidence saying going into this game? Obviously, the Chelsea West Ham can be a bit mad sometimes, but you guys usually have a good record against us at home.
That's like one of the few things that's given me hope for this fixture because I do think we're still the better team on paper. We're still the team that should be winning, but ultimately, neither of us are in good form. You've got 1 win in 6. We've got 1 win in 7. I don't really know what it's been like for you under Graham Potter, but like from what I'm reading, you guys are looking better, just not showing it in terms of results. And I guess all your injuries, especially in the front line, are kind of playing a part in that too. But for us, like I could easily see us in a position where we are dominating you lot, where we are making a lot of chances. It's just, are we finishing them? I can't answer that. And we are very frail when it comes to being in comfortable positions because it never really feels like it's going to last for too long. And we love making our own mistakes that lead to goals. There's nearly every single time where it's just us doing some stupidness that an opposition player capitalizes on, and then that costs us the game. So I don't know, man. I really don't. I expect us to win. I'm still confident of it, but it's just not with the same vim as a month ago. A month ago, I'd be like, run me anybody. As long as it ain't Liverpool, I believe we can win. Now it's just... I don't know.
Before the Fulham game, I think that Liverpool result at Anfield was like your last time you actually lost. And I remember I was doing a watch along for Southampton West Ham. It was at the same time, and I think like Mellon was in my chat, Warrior was in my chat. People were talking about the Chelsea game, and I was like, you guys were 1-0 up. I was like, are these guys gonna fucking lose anytime soon? Like because the last time you lost was like Liverpool, and then 2-1, and I was like, what the fuck just happened there? And then I saw the goal, so I was like, Robert Sanchez, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. But it's
Remember,
like
they tried to cook me for blaming him for that one. Now everyone's singing the same hymn sheet that I've been on. Oh, agenda merchant. No, he's garbage. Like, stop running away from calling someone garbage that deserves to be called garbage. You have to do Defense League for bums, man. It's so fucking sad.
I hate it. Like, it's always the worst footballers that get the biggest Defense League. I don't know what it is. It's just that everyone likes an unpopular opinion or some shit. Likes to go against the grain.
Well, I want to do Captain Save-A-Hole. Like, I could at least vaguely get it for the likes of Havertz. As much as I didn't like it, because at least he'd won trophies here. At least say, oh, he scored the winning goal. I'm always going to love him for that or whatever. You're soft, but I at least understand it. What has Sanchez done for this club other than be a problem? Nothing.
Nothing. No credit in the bank. It's not even worth like backing if you ain't got any credit in the bank whatsoever. And this is the thing, it's mad you say not as much Vim going into this game, because I remember the reverse fixture earlier this season. I don't think either fan base had that much like there was some confidence in the Chelsea fan base, but they were like, oh, West Ham away, you never know, and whatever. But then Lopetegui happened, went man to man with you throughout the whole game. And this is the thing, like with this game, Graham Potter has made us better. Graham Potter is doing what he can with the injuries. I'm more confident than I used to be, but I'm not confident that we win. I'm not confident that I still think we lose the game, but I'm confident that we actually put in a performance. And to be honest, we haven't seen that for a while at Stamford Bridge. And like, it's been a while. Like the Maxwell Cornet game, definitely not the game from last year. We got absolutely slapped, like, and we were getting slapped up around the park.
The corner, the disallowed goal.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I remember watching that in Wales. Like, we were so garbage in that game. Proper smash and grab performance, and you had Havertz shushing the Chelsea fans after the winner. I wanted to come back to England to slap him round the face. Disgrace.
I was so confused when I was like, I swear, where the other end? Like, why is he shushing the Chelsea fans? That was my exact reaction. I was like, why?
Because he was getting stick for getting no goals and assists in like 7 games. And then he proceeded to get no goals and assists in his next 6. Well done for shushing the fans, and then you went silent. Disgrace.
Like, this is the thing with the manager. Like, he was getting a lot of credit when you guys were on like the run of form and stuff, like new manager and all that. But a lot of people are now trying to correlate it to his back end of his format with Leicester City in the Championship, because obviously they were so far ahead in the league, and then it became close between them, Leeds, Ipswich, and Southampton to get the top 2. They were struggling against teams they shouldn't have been struggling against. Do you think he's going through the same problems? Do you think, like, I remember Neil referencing it in Shameless quite a long time ago, but is it just a case of maybe teams have figured you out, or just, as you said, the depth and the quality is just it's kind of just come out now? It's not as what people thought in the summer.
Some games suit that narrative, some games don't. Like Fulham, you could say we got figured out. Everton, I could say we got figured out. Ipswich came down to ourselves and our own problems. We were our biggest enemy in that game. Palace, especially, we were our own biggest problem. We had Palace in a spliff for about 70 minutes and just never capitalized and got that second goal. We had 15 shots and 1 on target. That was the goal that we scored. That one, and even Maresca changed things up. We had wide fullbacks. We didn't have anybody inverted. So, yeah, that one I wouldn't say. City, we shot ourselves in the foot there. Like, we started well, took the lead. Then we just played with a disjointed press, high up, and we just gave City too much time in possession. And we just got done on the wings. Like, I could say City, we got figured out as well. So it's in the middle. Bournemouth's another one. Second half was not good from us. I think that partly comes down to the manager. But the first half, we should have been 4-0 up. We were all over them. It's just we scored early, and then Jackson missed about 4 or 5 chances in a row. So it's very 50-50. I could hear the argument that we get figured out. I could hear the argument that sometimes our game management isn't sensational. But sometimes we should just have the game done by half time. And we just don't do it.
Yeah.
So it goes both ways.
Do you think his game management is worth talking about? Like, he doesn't make subs quick enough? Or is it he doesn't have the subs that he wants? He doesn't have the players he's wanted?
Bit of both. Sometimes he don't make the subs quickly enough. Sometimes he makes the wrong subs. But I feel like in the last few games, the subs have been a bit earlier. Jackson came off early against City. The problem is he brought Nkunku on. Nkunku shouldn't be the 9. You've said that about 4 or 5 times. Why is he still playing in the 9? Wolves, I had no problem with his subs or the timing of them, to be honest. Like they were all relatively good. So maybe I could argue he's getting better in terms of the timing of subs. In terms of the selection, I still need more. I still need more.
Like, shout out to Warrior. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how West Ham are going to set up since your formation keeps changing. Yeah, that's one of the few good things. Like, well, not one of the few good things, but one of the main take points I can probably say when I'm watching a Graham Potter team. It's instead of me just watching a West Ham team and I don't know what they're doing and they have no identity on the pitch, I'm watching a team where it's fluid no matter what the lineup is. Because instead of fitting square pegs into round holes like the previous managers we've had, it's more Potter will fit the players into his mold no matter how it works, which is brilliant. Because we ain't got a lot of players that actually fit his system at this current moment in time. But on to Graham Potter, obviously you guys had him. What was your opinion of him when he got appointed compared to how he did and how it ended, and compared to now he's at West Ham, and how do you think he'll do now since he's taken a 2.5 year break, since he left you lot?
For me, like I always had a lot of patience for Potter, but it got to a results thing for me. That was why I wanted him gone. Like the results just weren't getting better after getting a transfer window, which I assumed he would have had a say in. Now I'm not really so sure. But the game management wasn't good from him at times. There was always some baffling subs. And it got to a point where we faced bottom of the table Southampton, and he dropped Reece James and Thiago Silva, who was our two best players. And we lost 1-0. Datro Fofana played up top. His first start for us, and he was our best forward. We took him off at half time to play Mount up front. And I was like, this management makes no sense to me. And with the results that we're getting and the form that we're on, I can't back this. I can't back this anymore. But I think I did do too much in hindsight, just because we got rid of him and brought in Lampard, and that was even less of a help. And also, Potter could organise the defence. The more I look back at it, Potter really got let down by the worst Chelsea attack in my lifetime. And hopefully it stays in my lifetime. Because that attack, awful. Havertz, Mount, Sterling, Pulisic. He can't play Aubameyang because he has a bonus appearance fee. Ziyech, who with the degenerative knee issue. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
Like, and I had to have him rely on that. There'd be games like Aston Villa at home, games like Fulham at home, Fulham away, where we were just straight garbage in the final third. And we'd always lose games by 1 or 2 goals. So for me, it's like in hindsight, I should have given Potter the season. But ultimately, it just came down to a standards thing. I was like, look, we're mid-table, we're 10th, 11th. Chelsea can't be in this position. Sackable offence. Just off that. Just for having Chelsea in this position, you got to go. But
here
we are. There's a squad that we had.
Well, speaking of attackers, there's been a lot of talk about Garnacho and Deck. Are you going to get Garnacho, you reckon? What do you actually think is going to happen with this situation?
I was expecting a bid to drop today or tomorrow, but I guess maybe not today.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be tomorrow. Yay. Yay. But I don't know. I don't know, because it sounds like the price tag keeps going up. Now I'm hearing 75 million. Although that weren't from a UK source, so I'm not too sure if that's legit or not. Either way, raise the valuation. I'm fine with it. Keep doing it.
If you actually bid it 75 million for Garnacho, pounds as well, that's worse than the Mount deal, bro.
I dare them to. Like, I'm at the point now, it's like, you know what, just go get over and done with. I'm bored. I'm bored of this saga. I'm bored of waiting to see if we drop a bid or something. You want to drop a bid, hurry up and drop a damn bid just so we can move on. But I'm bored of this. I need to see you lot spend 60 million on this scrub. Because if it doesn't work, congratulations on uniting the entire fan base against you, if you haven't already done it. And people talking about protests and everything. A protest can only happen once they've failed, in my opinion. So, you do that and fail to get top 4 when we needed a striker. Cool. That protest ain't going to have 2 people like last season. They're going to have bare man there. I'll be there myself. So piss us off, please.
Is top four in the be all and end all for the manager, or is it the directors mainly that you're looking at when it comes to top four?
All of them, really. I doubt I'll be Maresca out if we don't get top four, just because he's inexperienced and because he hasn't. In terms of all the issues that we have, he's very low on the list of problems. My thing would have always been the sporting directors, because ultimately you've been here 3 seasons, so it'll be the sporting directors and it will be Clearlake. It'll be Clearlake pattern up, and it'll be sporting directors out. For everyone who's like, oh, you should be Clearlake out. Clearlake cannot go anywhere. There is no point me being out for something, for an entity that cannot leave. That is legally required to own this club until 2032. We can't do anything about that. We can just force them to change the model, and that would be it. If we don't get top four, they have to pattern up and they have to start doing the win now thing. You need to get me players that can directly do it. You can rip up the wage structure too while you're at it, because clearly that shit ain't helped us. It ain't helped us. It could have, if you brought in the right players, if you're a bit quicker. Now we're in a position where if you don't get top four, I'm going to need top four as a minimum the next season. That's not even a target for me, because the next season should be about competing for the league.
Yeah.
And hell, if you even finish 5th or 6th, you can do that the next season with the right activity. We've seen it before. We've seen a 10th place Chelsea go win the league. We've seen a 5th place Arsenal compete for the league. I've seen a Liverpool team that I think finished 8th or something in the 12-13 season, or something mid-table like that, go and contend for the league title to the last day, the season afterwards. You can do that. So yeah, ultimately, fuck that. Next season, I'm not even thinking about top 4 if we don't get it. I need a team that can contend for the title. So you're going to have to bring me players for now. And if that rips up the wage structure, you're going to have to give Cole Palmer some more money. Go do that.
Yeah. That it must be kind of worrying though, because just like your only striker target that I've recently seen, as I said, the Evan Ferguson one, which is ironic with us being interested and stuff like that. It's also ironic how we play on deadline day. So if neither of our clubs sign anyone by Sunday, we ain't signing anyone because we both play on that day. I doubt we're going to sign anyone on deadline day on a game that we're playing.
I won't write it off. It's happened before. It has happened before.
I'd write off from my club, put it that way, because that's what the club love to use that as an excuse. We played on deadline day last year in August. And, that's what they used as an excuse.
Wow, that is sad.
It's ridiculous, and we need a striker as well. So yeah, we do play 3-4-3, 4-2-3-1, like bare formations. It just moves about.
Yeah,
but
Poch is more the type that plays based off the team that he's got.
Yeah, it's more so the philosophy rather than strictly the formation itself. But it kind of doesn't help how we've had so many attackers out since then. In his very first game, Fulcrook and Somerville both got injured, which is brilliant. But then
Bowen's
again,
still out too.
Bowen could be back for this game.
Oh, swear down.
Yeah, Somerville's a doubt.
He's doing crossbar challenge again.
Oh yeah, fucking hell, bro! Only Kudus and Bowen, only 2 trying that game. The amount of times
how we win 5-0 and it still could have been 5-3 with a bit of luck. Hey, the miracle 5-game run that everyone still jerks off about to this day. Here we are. Also, shout out Kudus. I think he played on the left and still dropped a masterclass in a 5-0.
Yeah,
fair play, mate. Fair play. Yeah. You made a believer out of me that day.
Yeah, he needs to turn up because he ain't been turning up as of recently. So I need to see better performances from him. Yeah, he ain't been turning up really. Like it's only like
Dr. Sanchez will see you soon.
And legit, like as much as we've got a new manager and stuff, my only confidence that we actually score in this game is Robert Sanchez. Like legit, like him just giving us something. Yeah, legit. Because like we played well in the second half against Villa, but we didn't actually create that many clear-cut chances. To be fair, and I'd say that's mainly because when we did get a clear-cut chance, Paquetá was too busy putting it over the ball. Sometimes I feel like Paquetá
up top. That was a weird. Because of your injuries, isn't it?
Yeah,
or is it that bad?
Yeah. He's cooked, man. He's cooked. He's only good for the last 20 minutes. Where
too many knee injuries and that. I'm guessing. Fair play.
Yeah, like we shouldn't have signed him in the first place. But Moyes was like Premier League proven striker. Oh yeah, because that was the problem. We needed goals, not creating, to get there in the first place. It was goals, and what a way to scapegoat Skamaka at the time. Like it wasn't the striker that was the problem. It was creating chances for the striker. It was the square peg round hole thing that drove me mad, But that's why I kept saying anyone other than Mikel Antonio in that system doesn't work because he's the only one that can run the channels, try and fight all the defenders off just for other people to run in the box. Even Bowen up front doesn't work like that because Bowen isn't a 9. But people kept saying to me, "Oh, Bowen's a 9 now. Bowen's a 9." No, he's not. No, he's not.
Man scores goals. He's a 9.
Yeah, even when he played up front last season and he scored goals, all his goals came from the right hand side. All the spaces, apart from the Brentford game where he scored a hat trick, it all came from cutting in from the right hand side, which drove me mad as well. Because even this season, Lopetegui was playing Bowen on the touchline with Wan-Bissaka underlapping. Fucking fantastic. I thought Spanish people were meant to like football. I don't get it. But we now got Paquetá up front.
That reminds me of the United game. I saw Gusto underlapping with Noni on the touchline. Well, that's not gonna work.
No, exactly. Like it's just square pegs round hole stuff. Shout out to the Bayern viewers, well. Shout out to Liam.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, bro.
Shout out to the Villa fans always here. Make sure to hit the likes, people, as 300 said. And make sure to subscribe if you're new. We're trying to reach 1K as soon as possible, people. I'm sure we can do it in a couple of months at least. Yeah, Ipswich we didn't deserve anything from. Shout out to Daniel as well. Now, this is the thing with Potter. You've already hinted before. Paquetá and Kudus can play up front in the presser. That's what he said. So I was like, all right, cool. You're going to try and do that for the time where we don't have a number 9. But the problem is with Paquetá playing up front. Sometimes I feel like he's playing with fucking samba music and AirPods in. That's how I feel like he plays sometimes. He just plays too fidgety. Like he just plays like he's dancing all the time. I feel like he sees the celebration.
Too much individual play.
Yeah, too much individual play. But it's also like he turns and he's the kind of guy to overhead kick it the other way. Always trying to spectacular all the time. Half his shots are clearances. He played well. He played well at times, but at the same time, like I need shots on target, not just shots for the sake of shots. Like you can create all the chances you want. You need to test the keeper. Which was
we want that though. That's why we're going for Garnacho.
You have immature wingers already that aren't like fantastic 1v1, that don't score goals, that don't like you have Sancho and Neto that create.
Now we need someone that's even more immature, leaks lineups and likes tweets that cuss out his own players when they don't win games and deflects away from his performances. But hey, we didn't want Duran because we did background checks on his temperament and character. And we didn't like that.
It's ridiculous. There's a complete agenda. Like I'll be real, like I wasn't the guy who was like, I always wanted John Duran at West Ham. I was skeptical in the summer because I was like, this guy hasn't started for Villa. Why are we picking Villa's second striker to start for us? I'm gonna have to give him so much more time despite the fact he's played in the Premier League. But cool, I was wrong about that. But my whole thing with Duran is that there's such an agenda against Duran in terms of his attitude, because recently, just now as well, there's an article that came out about why Duran left Aston Villa, and it was about him falling out with his teammates and having a bad attitude. But I just see that as like, you're only going to say that now that he's left for Saudi. You're only saying that now because he's left.
It's easy to make this sort of story about him now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why personally for me, that's what I don't get. But that's the thing with this game. Like this could go either way. It could be basketball game, neither team finishes chances, or could you basically a game full of errors. If Mavropanos comes back into that fucking starting 11,
is he back?
God. He's back, yeah, because he's suspended for the last game. So there's Robert Sanchez at centre back. Like there you go. As I said,
nice. Just have to try and capitalize on that.
Makes everyone so much worse. You know it's bad when Vladimir Sifo and Aaron Cresswell are playing better than you at centre back. They're both fullbacks. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. And they didn't even play that well last game. Leon Bailey was walking past Cresswell because Cresswell should be in a wheelchair. He should be in a wheelchair right now. I don't know why he's still here. But listen, big up to Men as well. Big up. I'll protest if they fail anymore.
Yeah, come on, join me.
So turn the bridge into San Siro away toilets if you know, you know. Jesus.
Trust me, we do know.
Jesus.
Fuck me, that San Siro away toilets are literally just a hole. They are a hole in the ground.
I've never even.
If you need to shit, figure it out.
Like having to shit at football games, nuts. Because you know how
Yeah.
busy toilets are, bro. Like,
Do you think
you know,
man are
there's gonna
using
be
the toilets for 3 things, and the shit is the last one of them. The first
yeah,
one is for a piss, and they're all just missing the target like our front line. And the second one's the sniff.
yeah, yeah. They're all doing the coup. They're all doing the coup
Like, it's
instead of
come to a
actually.
point where it's probably bad etiquette to shit in the concourse toilets. So like, okay, yeah, this is where we are. Because who's trying to go in there and have like a hefty sniff after someone's had a shit? That's crazy. If you really think about it, that's crazy.
It already stinks of shit.
Yeah, and then someone's just doing the whole, just taking everything in, bruv. That's nuts.
They must think that hits different for them then. They get that extra shit sniff. Like, that's fucking crazy.
Fucking hell. Well, they'll probably blame it on the bag.
Blame it on the back. That's the thing. If you go for a shit in the football toilet, yeah, there's a 99% chance that someone's gonna stand on the cubicle and peek over or take the piss out of you or do some mad shit. They're gonna
Oh,
do some
what? You
mad
just
shit.
see someone just like,
Yeah. It's social media era, man. It's like if anyone's watching In Between Us, first episode, what has instantly happened to Will? Straight like that. Straight like that.
fucking hell, you've taken me back with that one. Yeesh.
Yeah, exactly. There's a rookie error. Shout out to Alfie as well. We're going to be live with Alfie and Melon at 10 people as well for the London show. It's at Evan Ferguson, so 2022, by the way. I remember this guy was being talked about for 100 million just because he scored a couple goals. Like, don't get me wrong, I wouldn't mind the signing, but like, come on, man. Like, we can't be like rebuffing this much over fucking Evan Ferguson. We're interested 2 months ago. You know the
I haven't
conditions.
heard of him in like a year.
Yeah, because he's been injured and then benched for Welbeck. And Welbeck's doing well. But still,
I don't know anything. What have you been doing in this time? I get injuries kill you and everything, but that's all the more reason why I'm just looking at you sideways.
Oh, it's perfect West Ham United striker if you're injury prone. That's why we signed fucking Fulkirk. I like Fulkirk, but he's injury prone. So it is like we're the same club that signed Jack Wilshere. We are the same club that signed Jack Wilshere. We signed Patrice Evra when he was about 40, when he was like licking chickens.
We employed Chilwell and James, so it's I'm just gonna keep it stepping.
Yeah, I could go. We had Winston Reid for too long, man. Winston Reid had so many fucking injuries. Question about the game: who's back for you for this game, Mike? Potentially Bowen. Unfortunately, Mavropanos. Somerville's a doubt. Tadebo's still out. He'll be back for Brentford, apparently. That's the rumour. And funny enough, we play in 2 weeks after the Monday game. So we've got more time to go on the training ground and, install a bit more of the philosophy into the players. Hopefully we look like a better team once, we come up against Brentford. But it's going to take time anyway because this is his pre-season. As I said about Graham Potter before, all this leading up to his actual pre-season is his extra pre-season. He's pretty much got like an 8-month pre-season up until August this year, when the actual season starts, and hopefully he actually gets some players.
Back him and give him the players that he wants as well.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know if you guys operate the same way we do.
I don't know how the fuck we operate anymore because we have fired a sporting director and we've got someone new because of Potter and stuff. We've got that Kyle guy, but God knows if he's actually going to do anything this fucking window, man. It's like 3 days left. Should be signing players by now. I don't care if it's January. I don't care if people say, I bet every club signs people late. Why are you focusing so much on other clubs? Focus on yourself. Get some players in. Paquetá, Somerville in doubt for Monday. Yeah, I forgot Paquetá's in doubt as well. I forgot about that. He pulled his hamstring in the Villa game. So we might not have anyone up front. God knows who's going to play up front. God knows who's going to play the front three. It might be even Soler, Bowen, Kudus. Might just rush Bowen back, which I get it, but we don't play in 2 weeks. So maybe it is kind of worth it. We're not playing for anything. We're not in a relegation.
The manager will know more than anything, but I never really feel too good about rushing players back.
Neither do I. Yeah, Kudus destroyed us on that day, the 5-0 win, and we still lost. Why does every single player want to come back from injury against Chelsea? That's what I feel like.
Why? Robert Sanchez is in goal and they fancy themselves.
Mm.
Like, you could play a guy with one leg, he'll probably get a good opportunity on him. Might give him the ball.
Yeah. Break the bank for Kudus. But 85 million release clause next year. I still like that's a fair price in my opinion.
Or next summer?
This summer, the summer coming up.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because like it was only active for like a week.
I'll be real though, we don't need another winger. We don't need one.
You don't. You don't. To be fair, but someone will pay that, I'm sure, just because even though he hasn't played well. PR is everything in football. People don't watch West Ham, so they'll be like Mohamed Kudus, young talent, 24, 25.
Remember
Get him
that
in.
overhead kick last season or something
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. We can show them too. Scored one against City at the end, one against Brentford.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'd forgotten one.
That's reminding me when Arsenal fans thought West Ham equalised at the Etihad and made it 2-2, and someone told them at the Emirates.
Yeah, no, I remember Troops on the watch along as well was doing the same thing. Yo, they equalise! They equalise! Oh no! Who said that? I'm blocking them or some shit like that.
That's a West Ham will win it. Jeez, we've got some negativity from Chelsea fans. I spoke to Prime yesterday, obviously on Omar's channel. Even Prime thinks we're going to win, but I like I don't know, man.
I don't have a good feeling about this game. I will say that we should be winning, but I don't have the. It's not the same vibe as a month ago. I'm not thinking, yeah, we'll smoke them. It's fine. No.
Yeah.
Now it's just win a game, please. I beg. We just go on a run again. I miss a month or two ago when we were the chill guys. There's nothing chill about us no more.
Yeah, everyone that watches this channel regularly knows about the Mike's curse, but I'm gonna try and not curse my team this time. I don't think we'll get battered. We might lose. I don't think we'll get battered. Would that be acceptable? No. A win.
You won't get battered. You won't get battered.
But this is the thing. Like, I always find a way to curse this fucking club.
Actually, maybe more like scoreline perspective, you won't get battered.
Yeah, maybe. Scamacca went back to Italy. No, straight back to Italy. Went to Atalanta. And then he won the Europa League. Just West Ham luck. The reverse fixture was when Mike's realised about Lopetegui. Yes, the reverse fixture was when I became Lopetegui out. When we lost 3-0. Went man to man. And thought it was a good idea to put Rodriguez and Alvarez on Palmer and Jackson. The two most immobile players on Chelsea's two most mobile players. Brilliant. Fantastic game plan. Thank God that scrub is gone. Lopetegui and Aaron Wan-Bissaka playing as an inverted right back. Exactly. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Joey in the chat as well. Big up to Joey. Question for Lewis. What London derbies do you think that are games that are heated for Chelsea? West Ham are third on that list for me, says Barrio.
So West Ham are third on my list too, but it's West Ham, Arsenal and Spurs. Not really any other game gets heat like that. QPR I can't say because we haven't played them in a minute. Fulham and Brentford aren't serious derbies. It's more serious for them than it is for us. Millwall would be up there, but we ain't played them. We played QPR more recently than we played them. But yeah, for me, Arsenal first, Spurs second, West Ham third. But for a lot of Chelsea fans, it will be reverse and Tottenham first, Arsenal second. It's just I don't care about Tottenham enough. I don't. Tottenham, Arsenal are the ones we haven't beaten in years. In Tottenham,
yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Like. This is the thing. West Ham Chelsea used to be it's still fierce, but it used to be mad fierce at Upton Park where we had to shut down some of the shops every time Chelsea came to town. You had to shut down some of the shops in Green Street. All the local shops, all the stands where you get the food from, they wouldn't be open. They wouldn't be open around then. Get in the stadium or die. That is simple as that. As simple as that. If you go Upton Park, West Ham Chelsea.
I wish I experienced Upton Park away once. I never got that.
You know what's Upton Park?
Nah.
That would have been the best time to go.
The first game in the London Stadium, though. Do you remember the cup match? It was all kicking off in Olympic Park afterwards.
Yeah.
That shit was a Royal Rumble. I turned around, I see a Chelsea fan getting jumped by 5 West Ham fans. Turn around the other way, there's police chasing everyone down the road. It was nuts. That is edited, man. I ain't seen anything like that since. That was your first couple months in the London Stadium. You lot were fighting everybody.
Oh, yeah.
First, you were fighting Sunderland fans. Then you lot were fighting Palace fans. Every week you go to West Ham, they're just scrapping everybody.
Yep. Really lived up to that fucking Green Street film. That Green Street film set us back 20 years. We didn't get Duran because we didn't want to pay an extra $5 million. Yeah, classic West Ham.
We didn't get Duran because Gallagher didn't fancy Birmingham.
I don't really blame him for that, to be fair.
Neither do I, but it's just that word, this. Oh. I do Madrid or Birmingham. I understand.
and he's flopping there as well. And I know it must be a nice city, must be worth the money, but he's flopping there. And who would have thought it?
His level,
everyone. Yeah, Mavropanos starts, advantage Chelsea. Yeah, exactly.
Sanchez starts, advantage you lot. 1-1.
Yeah. It would be so this game for it to be a Mavropanos mistake and a Sanchez mistake, and it just ends 1-1. It would just be the most fucking stupid thing. That's it. Melon, every time quote everything that could be a pause moment. Thanks a lot, Melon. Yeah, all of Italy is, even on the trains, loads of fun if you got the squads. Jesus Christ. Jeez.
You know,
Us Colombians would fit right in that toilet. Fucking hell.
up the
Fucking
Chelsea.
Oh my days. But moving on to the game again, like, do you believe in your front three enough to score, as many goals as you should be scoring with the amount of chances you create, play attacking football and stuff? Or is it just a case of you guys still need to upgrade on players despite a small little rebuild you did in the summer? Like, you have moved quite a lot of the squad, but do you think there's more that needs to be done? Is it just big players not turning up?
It's been players not turning up, and we also need another goalkeeper and a striker. Those are two areas that have to be addressed. And one of them, you could just drop Sanchez and we'd be okay. Like, in terms of the attack, I trust Palmer. Jackson, like, you asked me a month ago, I'd be Jackson's biggest supporter. And now, week by week, it's just been chipping away and chipping away and chipping away. And it's like, I can't. I'd be straight lying to people now. Week by week, I've started seeing him lose even the fundamentals that used to be sensational at. So, just Palmer.
Yeah.
Everyone else on his day or in the right moment, maybe.
I hear that. Shout out to Jimmy as well. Listen to Jimmy, hit that fucking like button. Big up to Jimmy as well. Make sure to hit the like button, people. Make sure to subscribe. Lewis's link is in the title as well. So if you somehow don't know who Lewis is, you can subscribe there, people, as well. But yeah, make sure to smash the likes. Do you think Palmer is warranting the criticism? Because he's been on a dip of form from what I've heard of people, but at the same time he's been creating chances. So people have used that argument as well as people not finishing. Some people have used that argument as well as two sides to everything. But do you think he's getting the criticism because he's made a lot of waves over the past year and a half and his name is becoming bigger, so there's going to be more scrutiny on him? Or do you think it's just completely
because
warranted?
we did the whole best in the league shouts after he got those 4 goals against Brighton? And look, I get he ain't been performing to those standards. He's still been our best performing player. He's still been the one that's turned up the most for us this season. So I could hear criticism as long as it is just criticism. Like, a lot of my problems with him have been more playing on the left. I feel like we do that way too much. It's just matches like City away, Liverpool away that he hasn't been good at. He needs to be a bit more effective in those sorts of matches. But I do think people overdo it a lot. And it's because they've been waiting. Palmer hasn't given them anything to work with in terms of slander for a good year and a bit. Now is the first dip that he's had. Now everyone's jumping on it. It's like, okay, cool. He's not the best in the league now. Fine, I'll give you that. But that's as far as it goes. So I need to replace him or anything or nothing like that. Just play him on the right where he's at his best, and cool. That's just it. He makes a lot of chances in that role. He scores goals in that role. I mean, you know what more you can ask for him? It's not my fault everyone else is missing chances. It's not Palmer. Palmer is the last one in that attack that needs to be looked at or needs to be side-eyed or needs to have uncomfortable conversations. No, don't need none of that.
No, I hear that. But shout out to Warriors when the Mike's curse against Bournemouth. Oh my lord, I was dying. Oh yeah, fucking hell. Literally on the watch along. Oh, they're not going to score this free kick. And then what happens? Yeah, of course they fucking scored the free kick right at the end. As soon as we got the penalty, we could have squeezed the 1-0 away against Bournemouth instantly. Fucking Unal of all players. Whose second choice striker scores a free kick? Only at West Ham. But
I'm sure I'd have a story for that.
like months ago, like I remember like around the Tottenham game, I think it was on London Clubs Carnage again, like where it's just like just talking about what's it? Like Chelsea in top 4. It was quite good. I think everyone was quite unanimous to basically say Chelsea are going to finish in top 4. But do you have the same confidence? And now that Man City are picking up form, Newcastle picked up form, Bournemouth are there. I don't think they're in the top 4 race, but Forest had a bit of a dip, but they're still there. Like, do you still have the same confidence as you did from that Tottenham game, and then until you dipped?
No, not the same level of confidence. Still enough to think that we can win, but that's really it. Because we've been our own worst enemy for too many games now. I can't come in with that sort of vim. You now have to bring those vibes back. The only way you can do that is by winning consistently again. We still have a decent run of fixtures coming up, but we had a decent run of fixtures before this game and we won one of them. I can't have that same energy. So now it's up to you guys. It's completely up to you guys.
Yeah, it is kind of nuts. I actually have another question for Mike. So, second half against Aston Villa, does it give you slight confidence if your team could do that same second half against us or no? Put it this way, I have more confidence now that after we have a bad first half, that we have a good enough manager to motivate us for a better second half. Because under the previous two managers, we would just look just as awful in the second half. In fact, again with Lopetegui, we'd look even worse in the second half. Pretty much in the first half, if we played bad, you pretty much have to write off the second half. With Potter, he'll tweak something. He'll see even 20 minutes in if something's not working, which is better. You have to be more ruthless. That's how it works in like the top level. And you need to tweak something tactically, do it. That's what he's been doing against Fulham. That's what he's been doing against Villa. So I'm more confident that we can perform better in the second half if we was to have a terrible first half. But I need us to start games like that. Start games the way we did against Aston Villa. Because starting badly has been a whole theme of this season. Was Arsenal, West Ham, and Tottenham. Someone said Leeds as well. Leeds is a fierce game for Chelsea, but don't really face
that's
them
another
often
one.
either. Yeah, so don't disrespect Big Loppy. Everyone knows he's a legend. Fuck that guy. And so big up Mike and Lewis. Everyone like us. So shout out to Musty is always here as well. But shout out to Musty. You call that a rebuild? But I don't know. This is the thing. Chelsea squad changes quite a lot every summer, so I don't know what is the rebuild and what you're building on, because nothing really stays the same that often, in my opinion. Not that it's not the whole narrative of Chelsea have 40 players or anything, because that was a massive narrative at the start of the season, and really you guys had like 15 players that weren't going to play or whatever, that weren't actually in the squad. Beresca wants to keep a 25 man squad or whatever, but I don't know. Mike and Lewis, would you both take Ferguson on loan if it's the last option?
Fuck it.
It's just an extra body. You just see it as an extra body then.
It's better than nothing, innit? If it's a loan, it's cool.
Yeah, I hear that. For me, I think with Ferguson, I would still take him at West Ham, but it's just a case of why wait till now? My only thing is, if it's a loan, it has to be with a buy option. You can't. I'm not developing a player for Brighton just so they can flip them or keep him. I'm not doing that. Like we're meant to be around them places. Like just buy him or loan with an option to buy. You've got money. You showed your hand already by that bid for Duran when you knew you wouldn't get him. So bid not that for Ferguson, but bid something for Ferguson at the right price. A price that they're going to let him go of if you really want him. Just give them the money. If we spent 40 million on Kilman, we spent money on Wan-Bissaka and all this, you can spend money on Ferguson. Like simply, if you want him, just get him.
You have loan with option, maybe I think would be better. I don't want no obligation yet, and I don't know what I'm getting with him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, especially when players had so many injuries, you don't know if they're going to come out the same player either. So there you go. So I don't trust Palmer at the moment. He's been there for months on his day, but at the moment, no. Do you agree?
Mayor for months? No, I don't agree with that. And a lot of like some of the bad performances again come to him being moved to the left in the second half, which never seems to be as effective as him on the right. Sometimes it's decent, but that's it. It's just decent.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, question for both of you: what loss hurt you the most for your respective clubs? Chelsea versus Real Madrid 2022 at the Bernabeu killed me. I know you go first because there's too many for
that me. One or the Barca one in 2009.
That makes sense. Chelsea had a mini rivalry at one point, like just facing each other in the Champions League. And obviously that incident with Drogba.
Barca and Liverpool used to both be like that. Every year we get them both.
Yeah, that Mourinho Benitez one. What loss hurt you the most? Do you know what it is? I'm going to say one that actually wasn't that bad compared to being a West Ham fan, but it's because I had expectation. It was the Frankfurt one. The most recent one was the Frankfurt one because of the way we lost. Cresswell just crashing out, getting a red card. and then we just lost our heads. We just lost 1-0 in the end. Like we got outplayed, but it's like you made the Europa League semi-final. It was Mark Noble's last season. We were trying to win a trophy for him. Could have tried to get in the Champions League. So that one was the one for me. But Palmer's not even in their plans. Did not know he would be that good. Expect more from him. 100% Palmer has gone in the summer. I don't know about that. No one's going to get him. No one is going to get him. No one is going to get him.
Absolute bullshit. First off, and and also he's on a 9-year contract. What are we talking about?
Yeah. We're going to end on
the most negative shit possible. Say his way is big up anyway.
Yeah, it is with Maresca. Sick
musty.
But I'm going to end it on this. Like, we've gone through the confidence of the game, gone through the players, gone through the transfer window. I've got to ask you your prediction now. What do you actually think is going to happen? What do you generally feel is going to happen within this game?
2-1. We'll take the lead, not capitalize on it. Sanchez will give away something stupid that we equalize off. It'll be a bit of a shaky second half before we get some winner that might look good, might not look good, and then we hold on to that for 2-1. That's how I think the game will go. Very cagey, very shaky, but we'll win.
Sure, I generally think the same. I think 2-1. I think we'll probably do something typical West Ham. Take the lead early, and then you'll never see West Ham have another shot again, and we'll bottle it, lose 2-1 at the end. That seems very West Ham. So even I don't know about under this manager, but that's a very West Ham performance. Do you think Potter has the ability to outmanage Maresca considering his in-game management? Maybe. I think he can. I think his in-game management's good, but I want to really judge his in-game management when he has all the players. When he has all the players, he has everything at his disposal. He has a lot of options at hand. We've seen that he makes good subs like Ollie Scholes could play a good part in this game if Emerson doesn't start too well, etc. But you never know. I'll just say this: if Kufal starts, I'm more confident. No, I joke, but the reason I said that is because Kufal gave you a head loss at the Villa game. Yeah, anyone that watched that Villa watch along know I lost my fucking head in the first half because that was dog shit. But then we bounced back in the second half, which I have more confidence with under this manager than I do under the previous managers. But shout out to everyone that's here. We're going to end it there, people. Lewis, where can I find you and what you got coming up?
Carefree Lewis G, Hate Watchers all weekend. Live for the watch along on Monday as well. And yeah, I'll be wherever Garnacho isn't. So yeah, big up everybody. Hit the likes. Great to be on here again, as always. Shout out, Mikes.
Big up for joining, as always. And listen, people, obviously next Tuesday as well. It could be long because Capital Conflict is like straight after that game. So it could be a long game. Yeah. You know,
they can go either way, bro.
It could go either way. It could. But listen, people, we're going to be live at 10 with Melon and Alfie as well. We're going to discuss more about this game from Melon's perspective and also Alfie's perspective from Arsenal and Man City coming over the weekend as well. We're going to preview the games. And yeah, we're going to have more streams tomorrow as well. Live with Joey tomorrow, live with Prime tomorrow. And yeah, we'll have a video Sunday. And then Monday will be the watch along. Could be a very long day. But listen, people, make sure to leave a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Social medias are in the description if you want to follow me. Email for any inquiries. Also, road to 1K subscribers. So if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care and peace.